Have you ever considered racing cross-country mountain biking, but kind of gotten intimidated by the fact that you're going to be doing something incredibly new to yourself? Well, if you want to find out how that experience goes, then just keep on watching. Today I'm doing my first cross-country race, and I'm going to share the experience with you. Right, we're on our way to the Santos FSC race. This is my first cross-country race. Well, what's your name?
Oh, sorry. My name is Joshua.
Okay.
I've only been racing for a year, so my advice probably isn't worth that much.
And so I'm heading there. I'm about an hour from the start. I should have came a little bit earlier, but... So how do I feel after completing my very first cross-country race on a mountain bike? Well, I feel extremely humbled and fortunate to have participated in the race, especially in the category that I signed up for, which was base or Cat 3, and that is not the lowest category. Cat 4 or novice would be the lowest category. I didn't know that, which is why I'm very humbled and thankful for being able to race in that category and get through it, because it was a lot, but let's just say I will be racing again in the future, and I'm very excited about what I've learned and what I could share with you through those experiences. So let's get into it. But if you live far out, then do not plan to be an hour from the start. You want to be here early and see how it's going. Head to the start at least 10 minutes early. To go along with making sure you're in the right age group and category, make sure that you head to the start early and figure out when you're actually riding prior to the race. That way you have ample time to get in the right headspace, get out all the jitters, and possibly make mistakes before the race starts, like I did, where I lined up in the wrong spot. Luckily, I was able to get out of that quickly, and the race didn't start very soon after that. It was quite some time, and I had ample time to get in the right headspace for the race and prepare myself for the start. It could be a rookie mistake on my end. I really don't know, and I'm kind of just expecting to get last place in this thing, so you should also be going into your first race thinking that you should be going into it thinking you're number one. Remember that there's always someone faster than you. Don't sign up for the race thinking that you're going to win, and even if you do win, there's always going to be someone to outclass you and be faster than you on the other end. Remember that this is a local race, you're not a pro, and this is just for leisure. If you keep that in mind, even if you are a pro rider or a pro national, you should still be having as much fun as you would be at a local race with no pressure. Yes, a lot of mountain biking could be about fitness and progressing, but remember, it's all about having fun, especially on this level. Unless you're hitting that national pro level, then you really shouldn't have any stress about racing. It should be mostly fun, and also you should be getting some fitness and training out of it too, because let's face it, that's why we all do it. We all want to be Nino Schurter, but just be honest with yourself, because a lot of us aren't going to be in that position. So just go out there, race, do your best, obviously, and train as hard as you can, but more importantly, have fun. Whenever we pull up, I'll show you what the scene looks like. There probably won't be any parking, and then we'll go from there. We're on the way to Santos right now. Again, we live about 5 minutes away from the trailhead now on the main Santos trailhead, and I'm going to pre-ride a course for the FSC. It's the final race of the season, and I've never done a race before, so we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if you can pre-ride it with your partners or friends or whatever, but we'll find out, and should be an interesting experience. line up in your age group and category. Showing up to the starting line, there's going to be divisions in the tape, and if you step into the wrong area, you might be in the wrong age group. I met a gentleman named Joshua who was very helpful. That's just a quick tip to make sure that if it's your first race, maybe go ask some questions from riders that look like they're willing to help out and give you some ideas and tips for your own. I actually lined up into the wrong category or age class, and Joshua was nice enough to tell me that I was in the wrong spot. But just make sure that you're looking at the tape. There could be different groups, different tape. Just ask around and make sure that you're in the right spot at the start. Be sure to check your bike before the race. Do a quick bolt check on every bolt on your bike. It should only take up to 2 minutes to check every single one. Whether you're your own mechanic or you're using a shop mechanic, you just want to make sure that everything's taut down and nothing comes loose, because it can happen, and it happened to me.
But when you're starting, just like take it easy and find your pace. Don't worry about trying to run with the front guys and go as fast as you can, because you're just learning, and if you try to push too hard, you're going to wreck. Ask me how I know.
Pace yourself. Whether you're an expert rider or a novice and you're only doing 1 lap or you're doing 4 laps, you just need to make sure to pace yourself and get through those laps evenly. You don't want to sprint hard in the first half of the race and then bonk on the second half and not be able to finish the race. Ideally, you want to ride the race very sustained and very consistently, making sure that each lap is the same time and making sure that you're feeling fresh all the way through the race. If that means you have to slow down your cadence or speed, then so be it. It's just going to make the entire race a more enjoyable experience, and you're probably going to do better in the race as well. Yeah, you got a pretty gnarly...
Like this, well, you can't hardly see it through all the dirt, but I've got my fair share of scars on my knees from wrecking, so... Yeah,
that's a pretty nice one, though. That's a gravel race, so a little...
This one right here, though, is from the last race a couple weeks ago.
The freshest one?
Yeah, I laid it over in a couple corners.
Yikes, so...
I'm gonna pass all these people. I'm going so fast in the corners, and then I laid it over, so...
So, race your own race?
Yeah, just race your own race. You'll eventually pick up your pace, and then you'll be at the front before you know it.
Yeah, I could have taken that advice a little bit better. I about blew up.
I have wrecked more this year than I have in like the last 3 years combined, and I'm not any faster because I wreck. I'm like, I'll pass people and then wreck and then be behind them, so I might as well just slow down and take it a little bit easier. So this is base or Cat 3? Yeah. And would you say that it's worth doing it as a beginner, or? I would probably do novice my first year, just to get used to racing with other novices. There's less pressure, there's a smaller field. You have a better chance of doing well, which is encouraging. It's not super encouraging to be at the back of the pack. Yeah, and it's only 1 lap, right? Yeah, and it's only 1 lap, so you can push yourself a little harder. Yeah. Without worrying about blowing up. How did you do in this race? Probably last in the class. There might be one guy behind me, but I'm pretty sure I was last. And how much training do you do? Well, I started out doing quite a bit, probably like 5 or 6 hours a week. I haven't really trained much in the last month or two, though. Been busy. Okay, so it's kind of race it like you have no experience. Don't be too arrogant. Yeah. I always just slot myself in at the back of the starting line. I'm not trying to put myself in front of people that are like really serious about this. I think that. So those are the 5 things that I thought were super important to share with you after experiencing my first cross-country race. And you might be wondering why I didn't bring a GoPro to share any footage with you. Well, to be honest, I wanted to race this with a clear head, not have any distractions, and most importantly, be able to learn anything that I could by asking questions, observing, and really paying attention to all of the surroundings at the race. Usually things get complicated whenever you break out a camera or a GoPro and you're trying to fidget with that and make everything happen in the camera as well as in real life. So that's primarily the reason why. And also I think it's a little bit arrogant to go out there, especially from my perspective, to film if
you haven't really experienced it and know what you're doing. I think it's really important if you do your first race to only focus on the race. Don't go out there with a camera and try to record the thing. So that's the main reason why I didn't actually bring my GoPro and record any of the race. I probably will do that down the road, but it'll be a couple of races before I feel comfortable doing that sort of thing. I like more so covering some B-roll and observing and sharing with you. So hopefully those tips and really just ideas and thoughts maybe will help you out and get you into your first race and help you overcome some anxieties and pressures that go along with it. So if you have any questions, just pop them down in the comments. Don't forget to go out there and create your own adventure however you can. Spread some positivity, and I'll see you on the next one. Mahalo.